Well, we have a new release on Mattel Creations. This one's pretty interesting because it's going to be a crossover with an artist. So this is Mattel Creations HotWheels X Daniel Arsham Eroded Rally Case. I wonder what the price is going to be because art can be expensive. So, wow, that's quite a bit of money. Well, that price, it must come with a few cars. Oh, it only comes with one. Oh. Do we have to buy the cars separately then? Oh, they can't be too much. I mean, they're probably the standard price of a... 71 quid? Christ. I mean, the cars aren't even painted. They're plain white. What? There's like no details or anything. Wow, I know art sells and art is expensive, but does it need to be that much? So, who is Daniel Arsham? To be honest with you guys, never heard of him until just now. I tried using his website to get some information about him and maybe look at some of his work. Yeah, that's a thing. But there he is, look. Again and again. Oh, there he is again. So what does he do? Well, he's an artist, obviously. He likes to produce his work with geological materials. He generally makes the majority of work with the idea of a fictional archaeology. So his work often features decayed, crystallised and fossilised, or relics of the item he's creating, as if it was dug up many years in the future. To put it this way, Arsham would see it like this. What if an old battered Hot Wheels was found by the archaeologists millennia down the road? Now, one thing that fascinates me is the weird tendency to have these plain and white colours. So the whole display case that's featured here is completely white, which is a weird choice, but it turns out apparently he's actually somewhat colourblind and can only see 20% of the colours that most people can see, which is a very interesting point, and it does explain a lot as to why his art is this way. Here's me sitting here wishing the cards had a bit more colour, or, you know, the crystals in the erosions were actually had some colour to them. Mind you, saying that, it doesn't even have to be much. A little bit of a gold or a stone hue to the erosion, I think, would look and set it apart, even make it look a bit dirty, you know, like it has been dug up. I don't know. Art is obviously very heavily opinionated, so I could be wrong. Now, he's actually done work with cars before. He's done various different artwork and sculptures with different cars, such as a DeLorean, a Ferrari, and he's also done work with Porsche. He's collaborated with Porsche before, and he seems to be a Porsche enthusiast himself. So, pairing up with Hot Wheels actually seems like a clever idea. So, now we understand a little bit more about the artist and said work, it kind of makes a bit more sense, but it's not actually the art style that I have much of a problem with. It's actually the item and how Mattel's going about it that I have problems with. Obviously, Mattel Creations is a company and they want to make money, but it always feels like it's not for us collectors. And this is another one of them cases where this just feels like they've made it for the resellers and the scalpers and the bots that will inevitably run rampant on this sale. Who in their right mind thought a carry case was the best idea here? I get that it is meant to be a reimagination of the original carry case, but who wants a carry case for this example? If I was going to buy the full set, as extortionate as it's going to be, I'd want to display my cars. I'd want something to mount on a mantelpiece or on a wall to show off the cars, not a carry case. I mean, where are you going to be taking your cars? For a walk down the woods? To the pub? I don't think so. My main complaint was the fact if you wanted to display it, you couldn't because you had to have the door open. So it sits there, and even in this image, it sits there with the door open. Like, it's just stupid. Now, to be fair, I've had to re-record this because they've actually got a clear panel on the back. No, sorry, did I say clear panel? No, foggy, frosted panel. So you look at your cars with a foggy hazed vision. Great. I get it's artistic, but sometimes there should be a line drawn between artistic and just plain stupid. I don't get the point in that. I'd want to see the cars, not... I don't know. And judging by some of the images, it looks like it's going to be very foggy. And actually, in some things, it just looks like a plastic sheet glued on the back. Like, this is just a carry case that just isn't very good at being a carry case. And it has magnetic doors. That's great. So if you did use it as a carry case, the doors will open and all your cars will fall out and smash on the floor. Excellent. So after researching the artist, we obviously understand his artwork and why he does what he does. So I'm not going to question it. Question. Are these really that hard to make? Are they really worth the price? Let's face it. It's just got holes in it. It's just broken, basically. I mean, I'm sure I could make my own car for much cheaper. to be honest. And here is my version. As you can see, it kind of blends into the desk a little bit, but it has a bent spoiler where it's been degrading for thousands of years or whatever they say. Yeah, look at it. Wow. You can see it's got a silkstone effect finish by blatant abuse of thick layers of paint. It's got a bit of erosion there, and on the top, bit down there as well. Wow. And some on the side with a little bit of colour in there too. Wow. How awesome is that? And mine is even more unique because it's one of a kind. Yes, for we do not know how many of these Mattel are creating, but we could assume there's going to be quite a few at a max limit of 2 per customer. Now, art is usually expensive because it's a rare or very unique item, but one could argue once it becomes a manufactured product, like these cars from Mattel will be, the artistic value is no longer there. Not gonna lie, doesn't roll all that well anymore. I think that's just the uneven paint. Mattel haven't actually stated if these roll or not, and this has actually been a question in the forums. Seeing as these feature real rider wheels, I imagine they are definitely going to roll. However, unless you're the whistling diesel of Hot Wheels, you're not going to be rolling these down any tracks anytime soon. Now let's get into the cost if you're going to buy everything in this set. So to start things off with the first release, we have the case and the car. And I'll do this in pounds for my British brethren. So it's 205 plus a 71, so £276 just to start things off with the case and the extra vehicle. So there's 6 more cars you need to get. Assuming they're all £71 again, we times by 6, £426 for the rest of the cars. So to get the case and all of the cars to fill it, you're looking at £702. But maybe you want the extra stuff as well. So adding up the prices of the posters, the keychains and the stickers, we come to a full figure of £805. But this isn't including any postage at all. So, assuming the best bet, as there are 4 waves and 4 lots of releases, if postage is £9 for each of them, assuming you get combined postage and that they don't up the prices on these things for postage, the grand total is £841 for everything. And I don't know about you, but that's quite a lot of money for a set of Hot Wheels. Hang on, price has gone up by £1, and I have the proof that it was 71 earlier in the video. You thieving Well, that makes all my maths wrong. I ain't redoing it now. And another thing that I don't like that I have issue with is the lap releases. So if you're like me, the set altogether, let's face it, it's way too much money for me. I'm rebuying tools right now, I cannot afford it. But I am genuinely curious on the cars, so I'm going to hold out and buy one. Not only are the single cars going to be extremely popular, because there's going to be resale value for people to try and complete the sets, we don't actually know what's coming out. There is some speculation, which we'll get into later, but for the most part we have no clue what cars are coming out. People have decided if the set's full of fancy cars, they'll give it a miss, and it really is a deciding factor in how much we want to collect this set. I guess it's not too bad if you're just going to buy one car. Not knowing what lap to buy is going to be tricky, because you might buy one from a previous lap and a better one comes out, or you skip one hoping for something better and then miss out. But if you're going for the full set, you've got to make your decision right now, because if you've bought the case, you're going to have to get all the other cars to fill it, but if you haven't bought the case, you might regret it when some really nice stuff comes out. I feel like keeping us in the dark here is just foul play from Mattel. So there's some images going around, and obviously take these with a grain of salt. I've searched really hard to try and find where these images have come from, and I just cannot find the source. But on the image there's some blueprints of some cars and some images of cars pinned up with the Twin Mill 3, the Bone Shaker and the youre. And there's a white car which appears to be a Porsche Cayman of sorts. Now the white car, and being Porsche, suggests this is quite likely to be one of the cars, because Arsham is a Porsche enthusiast and it seems to be one that's already in the final design stage. Someone's also mentioned that there's going to be a Mustang. Now I don't know where on earth they've got this from, but it would be nice if that's the case, because it'd be nice to have some licensed car variety rather than just being fantasy cars and Porsche. Even though I know a lot of people love Porsche, I think there still needs to be a little bit of variety in the castings. Right, I better round this up because it's going on way too long. All in all, I don't think the design is bad. It is very interesting and unique. I think his work is quite interesting. All I could wish for was a little bit more colour, or a little bit more kind of earthy tones in the erosions. I think that would have made all the difference and made these look so much better. I think the carry case possibly should have just been a display case, and overall it's not too bad really. It's pretty cool. I can't afford such an expensive item. But hey, I want to know your opinion. What do you think of the Guys Art, and what do you think of this collaboration with Mattel? Sorry for some of the janky edits and some of the video overlay. I know it's awful, but time was not on my side. Neither's life really. Really had to build up some motivation to get this one done. Doing it while really tired on late work evenings. But hey, got there in the end. So thanks so much for watching if you've stuck around. I hope you have enjoyed. If you're going to be getting this set, good luck to you, as it's releasing in a few hours on the website. But as always, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you again in the next video.